Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of linear functions. Before we begin this video, please make sure you have the foldable I gave you in class. There are lines to fill in while we're going over the slides. So again, tonight's video will be just about taking notes, no math involved. Of computation, there's math involved with vocabulary and using reasoning to figure out which scenarios, equations, graphs, and tables are going to be linear, proportional, and non-proportional. So once you're ready, go ahead and press play and we'll begin. The very first thing at the top of your flow chart, it says, what do I do when I see a table of values? Step 1 says to find the change in y divided by the change in x between each row of the table. And each is a very important word because you can't just do the first row or the last row. You have to do each row. Then ask myself, is the change in y over the change in x the same value between the table? If the answer is no, the relationship is nonlinear and non-proportional. And then you're done. But if the answer is yes, the relationship is linear. In a linear relationship, the value of change in y over change in x is the constant rate of change. And that should be a word you've heard before because you learned it in 7th grade. The graph is a straight line, which is what we talked about yesterday. And the equation is in the form of the coefficient x plus or minus a constant, where the change in y over the change in x is the value of the coefficient. Step 2, ask myself, is y divided by x the same for every row of the table? Or is the equation in the form of y equals kx, which is a multiplicative relationship? Does the graph of the line pass through the origin? If the answer to any of these questions is no, then the linear relationship, it's still linear, is non-proportional. But if the answer is yes, the relationship is also proportional. So in a proportional relationship, the value of y divided by x is the same as the value of the constant of proportionality, which is what we learned yesterday, the k value, the unit rate, and the constant rate of change. Notice that the constant rate of change, this word change, tells you that there's going to be the change symbol in front of y and x. So that's it for the video tonight. Make sure you have filled in all the blanks and make sure it has been glued into your ISN. We will do an activity starting tomorrow that we are going to use that flow chart to help determine which scenarios, tables, graphs, and equations are nonlinear, linear but proportional, or linear but non-proportional. So make sure you are ready to use the knowledge you've learned tonight in class tomorrow. Have a great night.